Hey guys, welcome to another video. There's a new TOA today, so we're clearing the first 4 stages of TOA Hell of the month of May of 2021 with 3 stars, and of course we're trying to do this as free-to-play friendly as we can. So yeah, I will give you some different choices that you can take in order to clear this if you don't have the same units that I'm using. For the first stage, guys, there's no secret at all. You can clear this on 3 stars, and if you don't have a Ken build, for instance, then you can replace him with a Beladion, and Beladion will work even better than Ken. I used Ken just to have fun, to try new things, but this stage, if you have Tyrone, if you have the Dark Homunculus, this will be very, very easy. Now, what if you don't have the Dark Homunculus build? Well, you could even use Math instead, the Wind Penguin. So yeah, it should work quite the same actually. And of course, you will need Jan here, because she's your backup crowd control. And guys, keep in mind that you will need high accuracy. I will show you the runes after each of the runs, even though I will repeat some units. And yeah, I want you to know that for TOA Hell, it's very important to have high accuracy and to have high defensive stats on some of your units. And of course, when you use the units as, for instance, Spectra here, who deals damage based on the opponent's max HP, then those units need to be tanky as well, because most of their damage will come from the opponent's max HP. So having crit damage will be great, having crit rate will be great, but try to focus more on your HP and defense instead of going for your attack. And that way, even if you have lesser runes, if you have mid-tier runes or low-tier runes, you may be able to clear some stages and actually climb up to the Devilmon, which is your main concern on TOA Hell every month. Go up to 10 stars to get that Devilmon. And yeah, that's what will help you with progression the most. Then you can go up to 15 to get the LD scroll, and then go up to 20 to get the legendary scroll. That's great, but the Devilmon is what will actually is the key to progression, to actually skill up your net fights, and that's what you're looking for from TOA Hell. So as always, remember, when you are finishing one wave with the last unit of that wave, try to replenish all your skills, so you start the following wave with your full skills and you can start crowd controlling everything, or actually pushing everything back, or killing something, depending on the stage. But on every single stage, against the final unit of each wave, try to replenish your team's full skills. Now we're almost at the boss stage, and here, guys, we will try to crowd control everything, as we did in the previous waves. It's very important for your Spectra to move before your Tyrone, so that Spectra can actually apply slow on every unit, and then you can have Tyrone pushing everyone back if possible. And yeah, that's something that you have to keep in mind for the full TOA Hell. Tyrone and Spectra will be 2 of your staple units here, so they have to be tuned actually. And yeah, I will show you the stage 2 team that I used, and yeah, I was not tuned, so I fixed that for the following stages. But with some of the teams that I'm using, you can even go by okay even if you are not tuned. So guys, here we're going for the kill on the boss, and that's it. We don't care about the rest of the units, because we will be able to crowd control them with both Jan and Tyrone, and we want to actually push back the boss as much as we can all the time. And here we are, 3 stars clear, and now I will show you the runes and we can move on to the next stage. And here we are, stage 2. Now we're taking on a dark boss, which means that Shaman will be a star here. However, given the conditions, the best unit in the game to clear this stage will be Tiana. The second one will be Gianna. So yeah, not easy to get. And I know I told you I was going to be as free-to-play friendly as I can. So yeah, I will tell you how to clear this without Tiana. However, if you don't have her, I highly recommend you go for 2 stars and get rid of this stage as fast as you can. Don't waste your time here. But yeah, you have 2 turns of revenge and 1 turn of immunity at the start of the fight on every unit. That means that if you have a Tiana, you can actually cleanse everything, you will boost your attack bars, and then you can crowd control every single unit on the opposing team. However, if you don't have her, you can simply uncheck the star of the revenge and then use any other stripper that you have. Then you can strip the immunity and crowd control the opponent. However, if you don't want to go for either of those, then what you can build is a tanky team. For example, you can use something like a Triana to prevent your Shaman from dying, then try to build your Shaman as tanky as you can in order for him to tank the attacks of the first wave, which is the hardest wave actually. And have a reviver ready in case something goes wrong, for instance a Michelle. Yeah, it will take longer, it will be harder, but if you can survive the first wave, then things should be fine, things should be fine. You're facing Giannas during the second wave as well, so your full team may get stunned, which is really, really, really bad, but yeah, you can get away with that if you are tanky enough, because the second wave doesn't have that strong of a damage dealer, and remember that if you have Shaman, he will take half the damage from dark units. So you can take some concepts out of RTA or out of Guild Wars and lure the attacks of the dark units into your light unit that receives half the damage from them, and then once the first round of attacks and your stuns are removed, you can heal up, you can revive what was dead, and then you can start crowd controlling the opponents with a Tyrone or any crowd control unit that you built that is tanky enough. So yeah, but if you're going for the easy wave, the way that means you will strip and then you will crowd control directly, then this stage will be really, really easy. And of course, the boss is Dark Element, which means that he will go down with 2 or 3 attacks from your Shaman. Now here it will be great if my Shaman moved before my Dark Homunculus. However, that is not the case here, and I will fix that for the next stages, but I didn't even need to tune properly because this team actually clears this with huge ease, so there's no problem. Now here are the rooms, and I will see you during stage 3. And here we are, stage 3, and here the opponents are immune to inability effects, as well as we are too, and they are also immune to cooldown increasing effects, which means that our Dark Homunculus will be half useful here as well, so you can actually replace her with a math if you don't have her. However, if you chose not to build her, I don't know why you will do that, but if you chose not to build the Dark Homunculus, then So that's okay, no problem. You can go for a math instead, and of course, if you have Ganymede, go for Ganymede. By all means, go for Ganymede. Amazing unit here. And here I chose to go for Lawrence, and of course, Jan will be our main crowd control. Will be the unit that will actually keep us alive. And since the enemy boss will be a dark element, Shaman will work wonders here as well. And of course, Shaman will not only deal damage here, but he will also heal our team, and especially Jan. He will help healing Jan, since she will be tanking the attacks of every unit, because we can't crowd control them. So we will be able to push them back with our Lauren. But that will not be enough to keep them all from attacking, so Jan will be getting hit a lot. So yeah, it's very important for her to be tanky, but for her to have the backup heals from the Shaman as well. And of course, Shaman will deal damage proportional to the enemy's HP, which means that we will kill them faster. And well, here we are, the first wave is a pain, so I will see you during the second wave, because there's nothing you can do here. You have to take them out one by one, you can't defense break them, so yeah, you have to go through this. It's such a pain, but you can't do anything about it, unless you bring a Tessarian to actually apply the Oblivion. So you can defense break them and kill them faster, it's up to you. Now, the second wave is actually the hardest part of this run, and yeah, if you manage to actually provoke the full enemy team, then things will be great. But those water ninjas have increased resistance, which means that it will be even harder to actually provoke them. So you'll need a higher accuracy here. But still, if you manage to kill those two witches fast enough, then you can clear this without many issues. But remember, those water ninjas need to be on slow and attack break mostly all of the time, because they hit really hard, and if you fail to provoke them, then they will go for your Spectra. And if your Spectra is as tanky as mine, then your Spectra can die in 2 attacks. So you have to be careful about that and give invincibility to your Spectra when the time comes, when you see that the opponents will move before your Spectra moves, and you have a turn with Jan, then you can apply invincibility on your Spectra so that you can prevent the damage from the attacks of those water ninjas. That will be the hardest part here. And of course, if you manage to land the provokes, then you only worry about your Jan, and of course you can crowd control one of the ninjas at a time with your Lauren. However, consider that your Lauren applies slow debuff as well, so if you see that any other ninja doesn't have slow on, then try to slow them down, because they deal damage based on their attack speed on both of their skills. So slow debuff will count as an attack break as well, so you will receive less damage from them. And then that's mostly the only thing that can actually mean a problem here. So after this wave, the boss stage will be much easier. if you land the provokes. You know, there's always RNG here involved, so sometimes you can't win because the game says you won't win. Don't worry about that, try again, and of course you will see the full run. So yeah, it works. And here we are, we replenished our skills, and now we can provoke everyone, perfect, and we will go straight for the boss. Now we can apply the slow debuff and the attack break, and of course the boss will go for the gen since it's provoked, so there should not be any problems, and you see how much damage my shaman does. Now we reset shaman because I corrected the turn orders here. Very important for you to be properly tuned. The Dark Homunculus should be the last unit to move on your team so that she can replenish the full skills of your full team. And now we are able to actually take out most of the HP of that boss, and he's almost dead. We almost won right now. So we can defense break again, and one more attack, and we're done. You completely ignore the RTA meta out there, you know, the Moors and the Fire Painters. You don't care about them, so you ignore them completely. So I will show you the rooms, and after this we will move on to stage 4. Here we are guys, stage 4. Here you will be immune to cooldown increasing effects, and of course you will get attack bar whenever you are attacked. So for this first wave, which is actually the hardest wave, I highly recommend you buff with your vigor, and then you will be forced to freeze everyone and to actually to proc the passive of those both paladins, and they will go for your spectra, and they may deal a ton of damage to your spectra, but after that then you can keep controlling them with your Tyrone, because even though they all gain attack bars when they are attacked, the pushback from Tyrone is way higher than the attack bar gains on the enemy team, so that second skill of Tyrone will still be great, and you can still use that, and you can keep the full team's control, and of course you have vigor to heal up, and then you have the anti-crit and speed buff, so you can actually lab the opponent even through that attack bar gain whenever you attack them. And of course remember that you will gain attack bar yourself when the opponents attack you. So that's pretty much it guys. You have to proc that passive through wave 1, and then you actually play this as you play every other stage, and then move on to the second wave. And here we are, second wave, and the most annoying unit here is that Nyx, so try to kill Nyx first, and then you can start crowd controlling all the Sea Emperors, and there won't be many issues unless they transfer the wrong debuff, you know, they may transfer you a defense break and then deal some damage, but you can control them, so there should not be many issues after you kill Nyx. Nyx is the most annoying unit here, and you have to get rid of him as fast as you can, because you know he will actually give more resistance to his full team, which is very bad for you because you rely on crowd control. So that's it, but you have heals here, guys, so there should not be many problems. So I will see you on the boss wave. And here we are, boss stage. Now guys, here you will provoke everything. If you can provoke the boss, it will be great, but yeah, you will have anti-crit here. Remember how you counter Birdie House on RTA. You get a bigger with anti-crit, and then you have to apply glancing hit on them as well. So glancing hit on them plus anti-crit on you means that they will not be critting you almost at all. If I'm correct, they won't crit you. So yeah, and of course you can freeze them as well. So you don't worry about the Birdie House because you have Tyrone here, and of course you have bigger. Now you defense break the boss and you use the second skill Spectra as many times as you can, and that's it. You focus on the boss and you don't worry about the minions because they will be rendered useless thanks to your bigger and your Tyrone. So you know, this stage will be really easy if you can build this team. Of course, if you don't have the Dark Homunculus here, well, actually you do need the Dark Homunculus. She's much better than any other unit that you can replace her with, unless you have a Ganymede. Ganymede will be great here, but you know, that's not a free-to-play choice. So I think that this team is fairly easy to build, and if you spend the time that you need in order to secondary awaken your vigor and build these units, then you will have an easy time on most of the TOA hells, and you get to those 10 stars, 15 stars, or 20 stars, whichever is that you are looking for. And every month it will be much easier for you to achieve that. So guys, if this was useful for you, please leave thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, and remember, if you have any questions about the game, let me know in the comment section and I will be very happy to reply as always. Guys, after we win this, I will show you the runes and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.